Hello, guys. Welcome to the next episode of Banter Blitz with me, International Master Andrey Ostrovskiy. So, premiums who actually follow my Training Tuesday show, I'm really sorry that I was forced to reschedule the one which was supposed to be this Tuesday. So, the new day and new time for this week is Saturday, 8 p.m. So there will be a rescheduled episode from Tuesday. Okay, I think this information is important for you. All right, tonight we're going to play chess and learn something new, probably. At least I will do everything to make it instructive. It's getting harder from one episode to another one because it feels like I'm playing weaker and weaker, and you guys are playing better and better. That's great for you and, well, not very pleasant for me. So let's see what is going on this time. So we have already some challenges, not so many, but anyway, there are some. So I'm going to play one by one, and the first one is Syrian. So accept, and I'm playing with white. The first game, e4. Let's go. As usual, will be very helpful to know if you can hear me well, if you can see me well, and so forth. On my end, everything looks more or less fine. Let me know. How is that on your end? Okay, Syrian, 7-7. It's your turn. Epinican says it works fine, audio and stream good quality. Okay, thank you. It's probably waiting for, I don't know, 10 seconds more and then go into another challenger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry. Okay. Let's go further. The drunken lawyer is here. Great. Have not seen for ages. So let's accept Graham from Palin. And with black pieces. D4, knight f6. So we usually play the same stuff, right? But it's really risky to go for anything else against Graf. Anyway, I will try. I'll try. So, Benoni. Modern Benoni, to be precise. H3. Okay. So this prevents me from playing bishop to g4 immediately. And that's a good idea for white, because normally black is happy to get rid of this light squared bishop, because it's really hard to find a good place for it. So now we have different options. The one being to play a6, but then a4 is almost automatic. Another one is to play knight to a6, followed by knight to c7, and then trying to prepare b5. It's hard to say which one is better. I will try knight a6. Make Tal is here. Let me win is here. Amazing. You're all here, guys. I'm really happy. Waiting for Kramnik student. Waiting for Zweihox, waiting for Fuchsia, and everybody else. The more the better. Okay, castles. Let's start with Probably rook e8 to prevent e5. Okay, knight c7 is also something that prevents e5, in fact, because I exert pressure on d5. So if e5, I just capture and then take on d5. At the same time, my knight starts controlling this b5 square, so I'm ready to continue with the plan like rook b8, then maybe b5, then b4, and so forth. Bishop to g5. Pinning my knight. Is it really dangerous right now? I'm not sure. Let's start with the h6. I mean, I don't think this is bad. And after bishop f4, I have to be careful because pawn d6 is under pressure. There are some interesting ideas. Like if I play rook b8, then e5, and after d takes e5, for example, bishop takes e5, my knight on c7 is pinned. But then I can take knight f takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes e5, knight takes e5, and after taking on d5, I anyway win a pawn. So I think I can play this. Rook to b8. Preparing b5 straightforwardly. If a4, then probably a6. Rook e1. So if I play b5, I weaken c6, and after e5, there may be a problem with the c6 square, but I've noticed that after e5, I can take on d5 immediately, actually, attacking the bishop on f4. So probably we are good to play b5 here. Just, without any additional move. We grab the space on the queen side. We want to kick the knight c3 away, which will definitely improve our situation in the center, because knight c3 is a very important piece to control some certain central squares, especially d5, I think, is the most important here. a4 undermines b5, so can I play c4 and then b4? Or is it too much? Maybe b4 is better, because if I play c4, okay, I grab more space, but I weaken d4, and through d4, the knight can get to c6, so it's better probably just to play b4. So if knight b5, I can capture the knight on b5. I think it's okay. a7 is hanging. I anyway don't have the other move, I suppose. And now I have some problems with the a7, which I underestimated actually a bit. Maybe I should just protect the pawn this way, going away with the rook from vulnerable position. On b8 it was vulnerable because of that bishop on f4. I think b7 is slightly better. And this pawn on b5 may become an object of attack. I can attack it with the bishop d7 move, but first I have to understand what to do with the d6. I always have this knight e8 move. It's a typical way of protecting d6. Yeah, it looks not very pleasant. Actually quite passive. There is also a bit more active possibility, knight to h5, attacking the bishop, and then b2 will be hanging. Maybe that is something that I should try exactly in this position. So very concrete move, attacking the bishop and pawn on b2. See, white wants to save the pawn on b2. Probably he has to play bishop to c1. Then bishop no longer attacks d6, right? And in that case, I could have played bishop d7, attack on b5. In this case, however, I win the pawn. And this looks nice. I expected rook to a6 more active, attacking my pawn on d6. White decided to put the rook on a2. I don't know. Is it good or bad? Now, what if I play queen g5? It doesn't really attack anything. So what is the best move here? Okay, I suppose that rook e8 is more or less okay. So I exert some pressure on e4. If necessary, I can even play bishop e5, exchanging dark squared bishops. And again, I'm moving the rook away from this vulnerable position on a8. So now I can, in some cases, consider playing queen to g5, actually. Okay, now what if, just go back with the knight to f6, attacking e4. My play doesn't look very consistent at the moment. But I'm in trouble and I'm trying just to attack something in the opponent's camp. Okay, let's play bishop b5 move. Probably not the best again. After knight a5, I will be forced to sacrifice the exchange, I suppose. My opponent decided not to play knight to a5. I guess it was a good try anyway. So now I'm sort of, 2 pawns up, right? Should be good in general. And my position looks quite safe. Okay, this is just a blunder. Just taking it. Check. Okay, let's see, c7. Safe option. Just to protect everything, maybe to simplify position a bit. Okay, one more check. Bishop here. Again, trying to exchange pieces. And I should win this easily. The only concern is the time, obviously, but I have more time than my opponent. Okay, there were several moments where white could definitely improve his play. First of all, here, instead of playing bishop to g5, I think, well, a4 is probably not needed right now, but I can consider playing b5 if e4 pawn is not protected. I suppose that something like knight d2 was the move, protecting e4, so I cannot play b5 right now. And it is the part of white's typical maneuver, so after, say, rook to b8, for example, a4, preventing b5. White can play knight c4 very soon. So if I play a6, then a5 is something typical. After b5, let's say, for example, if I do this, rook takes b6, knight goes to c4 with the tempo, then the knight has the access to a5 from where it can go to c6. So it's the best square for the knight. 100% after the knight is on c4, even if black doesn't play b5 and something like that, there is a pressure on d6. So I have a feeling that white felt like there is no other piece to attack d6 pawn during the game. So there is the piece, the knight on c4. Knight should be here simply. Bishop g5, okay, it's not a mistake, of course. After bishop f4 and rook to b8, again, I think that it was possible to play a4 here. It was better than giving me a chance to play b7, b5 that easily. In this case, however, since the knight is not there, I can try a6, and if we do the same after b5, a takes b6, and rook takes b6, I am attacking b2. But I have a feeling that white can even consider something like, knight e2 anyway. If I take on b2 and knight goes to c4, well, the rook on b2 is hanging, the pawn on d6 as well. And position is very complicated. After knight h5, I'm attacking the bishop and the knight on c3. But I think white should be okay anyway. So it always has some like queen c1 here, attacking my rook again, protecting the knight. Maybe bishop d6 should be considered, taking on f8, then taking on b2, and so forth. So anyway, a4 was the part of the story. Rook to e1 was, in my opinion, a bit strange. Here it was interesting to try some like e5, in fact. In that case, I can take on d5, but it doesn't mean that my position is automatically that's great. So something like e takes d6 looks interesting. Then taking here, attacking the rook on b8 and the queen. I cannot take on d3, I mean, I have to take here. And also like knight takes b5, position is complicated again. But I think, well, here black is doing well. Because of this great knight on f4, so like queen d8 simply. Pair of bishops position is open, bishop is hanging, knight is also under pressure, b2 is hanging. Yeah, it's no longer that cool. So, yeah, after b5, okay, a4, b4 here takes, rook goes to b7. And something like rook a6 deserves serious attention, in my opinion. Just attacking this d6 was annoying. Also head into c6. You can even sacrifice the exchange when your rook is on c6. You're not afraid, because in that case you'll get great pawn structure. So rook a6 attacking here. On d6 I wanted to play something like knight to e8, but that is passive, right? And here I can just protect b2, or even sacrifice it, I suppose. So something like this. Moreover, it's not even a sacrifice, because now h6 is hanging. And the knight goes to c4. White's position is very strong, I suppose. That was also okay. Alright, anyway, thanks for the game. Very interesting one. And the next one is real Donald Trump. Wow. That will be something. e6, d4. So let me remember. Nothing to remember. I don't remember anything anyway. c4. Let's try to play this way. So as far as I remember, it should be an interesting line. So b3, then bishop to b2. That should be interesting. Alright, b5 is one of the possibilities here, obviously. But I don't think it's very dangerous. The white. Well, it makes sense, to be honest. So should I sacrifice the knight on d5 here, or is it too much or not? I don't know, but it's really tempting. So let's just check if this is possible. I mean, it just feels like I'm much better developed here. So it should be at least something annoying for black. So if bishop goes to e7, I have knight f5. Alright, if knight goes to e5, I can just play f4. And I should just regain the material quickly. So it's not even a sacrifice after this. I mean, alright, I will take it with pleasure. And now probably just knight to c6. Best possible square. I have perfect position, I suppose. So the e5 is under attack. I'm still much better developed. Okay, this is only one check. Just go away. Castles. It feels like I can even take on f6, but I don't think it's really needed. I have bishop e5, and I can take there with the bishop. Again, sacrificing nothing. Should be just lost. Bishop d6. Okay, now I take on f6. And we're very close to checkmate, I suppose. G takes f6, queen h5, and then what? f5, only move. Queen g5, check, king h8, queen f6, king g8. There should be more than one way to win the game, I suppose. So let's just go there and see what's going on. So here we can take on f5, we'll have 2 extra pawns. Simply winning position, I guess. Maybe it's the best way, right? Not to sacrifice anything. So let's check. Queen g5, king h8, queen f6, king goes to g8. Do we have a decisive move there? I don't think so. Should be still lost for black. Alright, let's just take on f5. It cannot be bad. It cannot be bad. We're moving rook to f5. Okay, so black somehow managed to prevent the worst. So there is no checkmate. Still, black's position is awful here. But we have to be careful. So I'm going to start with this move, controlling e8 square, preventing black from occupying the e file. Just preventing the activation of heavy pieces. Next idea could be rook e6, like attacking f6. This is the best possibility, or there is something better. Knight d4, knight e6 also looks great. Improvement of my position, so I'm going to try this maneuver because I don't really see what my knight is doing on c6. Question from Twihusex, what about Bundesliga for you at the weekend? Well, actually we start next weekend. So, getting ready for it. Okay, let's put the rook here. Black has sort of, blockading setup here. Not so simple to break through, but it should happen sooner or later, I suppose. We shouldn't be in a hurry, I guess. So, attacking f6 for now. Rook a3. It would just play queen to e3 here, preparing c5. I think it's a valid option. Everything is protected. And if we play c5, we definitely improve our position a lot. It was really tempting to finish the game with the checkmate in attack, but at some point I decided that it's not really needed. Probably I was right. So c5 looks like a move now. Let's play it. Bishop e5, and I think I can take on e5. Rook e5, f e5, then queen g3 check. King h8, queen e5 check. King g8 and something like queen b8. Yeah, I should be winning. If I'm not, like, missing something terrible, it should be just winning immediately. Check. Most likely rook g7 will be played now, but it's definitely lost for black. With this pair of connected pawns. Do we have something better? If I take on e5 here, I create a threat of queen b8 with a checkmate, so probably it's better for me to start with queen e5, right? Rook g2 doesn't change the situation, so queen b8 is still there, so I guess it's a better version. We'll have the time to take on g7, because now we have a threat of queen b8. I think black cannot ignore that. Otherwise, it's just a checkmate. Yeah, it's lost. So, I suppose it was just an opening catastrophe, in fact, because after the opening position was already decided. So I'm not sure that black can play b5. Okay, black can play b4 here. So bc4 is probably the move where after knight can go to e5 with the tempo, then bishop e7 and quickly castling or something like that. Yeah, bc4 was a move here, in fact. That was okay. If I take with the bishop, there is knight to e5, in fact. Just trying to grab my bishop. And that was a serious improvement of black's place. Now, black grabs my light squared bishop and actually feels all right, absolutely. So b5 was okay. Most likely, I somehow mixed up some lines. I'm not sure where I could have played better. So there are some nuances in this line, and I don't remember them, but somewhere you can play b3, somewhere you should avoid it. Maybe castling immediately is the right move here. I don't remember. Anyway, thanks for the game. Next one, Nexo Chess 24. Accept. Mixel says that was a super game. Not sure. Super game is the one where you play like ideally from the very start till the very end. I think my opening play was not the best. But then after I played knight to d5, I think everything was already quite cool. That was very natural sacrifice. Very typical for this position. b4. All right. Next chess is just yeah, trying to beat me cruelly. So d6, the move I've played quite frequently here. But let's try b5 instead. Also an option. It's a Baxter line or something like this. I don't remember. How's it called? But the point is actually to give the pawn back, at the same time winning some tempi. So it's a good line for equality, I think. Okay, so that is the point. I can capture on d4 with a knight, and this is a tempo move. I attack the bishop. Oh, knight takes c5. I've never seen this before. If I'm not mistaken, queen is trapped there on a8. Queen is simply trapped there. So knight takes b5 is definitely possible. I should just remember, recall what is the correct move after queen to d5. So knight takes b5, queen goes to d5, creating a threat of a checkmate. I go to f6 with a queen. Queen takes a8 after that. Bishop on c8 is hanging. But there should be something. Don't remember what exactly, but there should be something. So let's take the bishop first. And then we will see. Maybe queen e7 is the right move, not queen to f6. I really don't remember. I don't remember this stuff. Or maybe queen f6 and after queen a8 we just go to a6 with a queen. No, it should be. Forgot such a line. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, first of all, we have to protect f7. We have only two options. Two normal options. Well, there is also knight to d6, by the way, but then queen takes a5. That is not an option. So queen f6 or queen e7. What is the move? Oh, crap. Queen e7, queen takes a8. Would it would just play king to d8 after that? Oh, it's not played here. Oh. I don't remember this stuff. Absolutely. Fantastic. Okay, let's just play queen e7. That is not correct, I believe. Yeah, that is absolutely stupid, what I'm doing here. I'll be just crashed right now. If white makes the right move, it's just lost for black. Oh, queen d5 was winning immediately. Creating sort of knight f7 and... yeah. And knight c6, actually. Now I have some chances, okay. How to use them. First of all, we have to complete the development for sure. Yeah. This perfectly shows that I'm not ready for the next season of Bundesliga. Yeah, next week I should spend some time on training. Proper training, because this is just, just so crappy what I'm doing here. Yeah, fantastic. Very bad game. Oh, this is interesting. Did not expect this move actually. Don't know why. Actually, White played that. Now I have real chances to win if I don't lose on time, obviously. Fantastic. So I have to focus now. Um, less and less time on the clock. I won, but that was like complete crap. My position was absolutely lost. Well, I don't remember what to play against Queen D5. That's amazing. I mean, Queen F6 is probably the right move, or Queen E7. But then after taking on A8, I probably have to take on E5, I suppose. I'm not really sure. I just don't remember this stuff. That's fantastic. Okay, so we have to check the theory here, but after this move, Queen D5 was just winning immediately, I suppose. There is a shred of Knight C6 check. I think it's just lost. Should be lost. And if I take on C3, Queen takes A5 simply. Knight is hanging, Knight F7 is hanging. Everything is just hanging in Black's position, and White is already an exchange up. So if I play something like Knight D6, you just take the bishop. It's over. So forth. Of course, later White was also winning in many cases, I think. So H3 was okay. After this, I already have some chances. But probably Rook F2 is the correct move here. Or maybe it's not that bad for Black. So after this and this, I at least have this Queen F1 key there. Now I take here. But you have this intermediate check on A3. That's the stuff. Wow. And then you take my rook. And by the way, it's not so simple for me to find a good move. I think D6 is just the only one, because if I play King E6, there's Queen D5. I can play C5, in fact. Yes, and after queen takes c8, I can play this queen f4. So probably I will have a perpetual. After king h1, after king g1, I can take your bishop after queen e3 and queen a3. Amazing position. So it was already not so clear here after I played knight to f2. So anyway, after king h2 and queen takes e5, you could have played king to g1. Knight takes h3 was something I wanted to play. So if g takes h3, then queen g3, check, queen h3, and I have a perpetual. But I think you can even try something like king h1, and who knows. Do I have anything here or not? I have no idea. I'm still down in material, so have to fight for a draw. All right. Thanks for the game. Anyway, that was like very exciting. Friedel is the next. Except, my God, that was just very close to losing in the opening. Oh my goodness. I have to be really careful. Andrey, training to use the boring world champion, a new mini-series or just a kind of Zwischenstopp? I think it will be just a Zwischenstopp. I don't think this topic is actually, requires more than one episode. Okay, maybe we will do 2, but not more, for sure. Let's play aggressive chess. I've already played aggressive chess like in the previous game and was all but punished. Takes. We can hear the excitement in your voice now. Does these banter shows help you to get better in chess? If it is a question to me, then no. Well, only one thing is probably interesting because sometimes we have some new patterns. Sometimes they're very interesting. So, yeah, this is to some extent an improvement, but in general, no. It's not that kind of training. I mean, I need on my level. On my level, I have to work like 6 hours, at least 6 hours a day, I think, on chess. Just, learning openings, analyzing openings, training, calculation, and so forth to become better, which I obviously don't do. Okay, let's castle. Castles. D6. Like a hedgehog, but it's not a hedgehog. So it's different. Different stuff. Okay, knight to d7. As far as I remember, here black has different ideas. So one of them being to bring the knight to g6. To try to fight for f4 square, and another idea is just to close diagonal b1 h7 for white's pieces. So d6 is protected. I can probably just play knight to g6. Not the best square for the knight, for sure, but it's not about attacking. It's more about defending important squares here, I suppose. Now we can try this exchange, I think. It shouldn't be bad for black. Because white is left with not very good bishop after all. Not very active guy. And what about just playing b5? Controlling c4, preventing white from playing c4, and preparing sort of minority attack there. I think we can just try it right now. Bishop d2. Okay, rook b8. Probably not the best move, but why not? So for now, I'm not threatening to play b4, but I wanted to play d5, actually. I wanted to play d5 and then b4. White decided to play d5 himself. Okay, in this case, I think we'll have some interesting options based on f5 push at some point. So should I care about that pawn, or maybe we can use new weakening? So rook to c8, rook to c4 looks like an interesting option. So c3 is weakened. After rook c4 we attack the queen, and d5 may become a target as well. So b4 was a serious weakening, I would say. Not sure if it is really critical, but this position shouldn't be very pleasant for white to play. First, let's put the queen on c8. Why exactly here? Because I'm controlling f5 square. I want to play f5 next. I also exert some additional pressure along the c file. Queen to b1. Alright. Now I think I can attack d5. Maybe it was better to start with a b4, don't know. But this way is also not that bad. Okay, now I think it's time to take on b4. And then we will capture on d5, and extra pawn should be very pleasant. Alright, now let's go away. Knight to e4. What about f5? Looks very natural. And next f4, right? Yeah, looks very dangerous for white, to be honest. I don't see a good square for the knight. If knight goes to d2, I anyway, like, almost trap the bishop, right? Yeah, I'm actually trapping the guy. Okay, after bishop b6, I'm not sure if I can take the knight, because my queen may be trapped there. So probably it was a good idea for white to try to play on here, like bishop to b6. But even if I cannot take the knight for some reason, I think I can actually, right? So queen d2. I have the square on d5 now. If rook c to d1, I just take on c3. If rook e to d1, I just play this queen e2, and then I have c4 square at least. Yeah, my queen is not trapped here, so I'm just a piece up. But even if I don't have queen d2, I always have a chance to attack the bishop, force it to a5, and it will be just completely out of play. Okay. So I've lost the chat. I'm just trying to recover. So just scrolling down. Why is so, why is so bad? Okay, now we are here. We are here. So b4. I think b4 was a critical weakening of the position. Here white is still okay, more or less. Well, I still prefer black in this position, but it's still absolutely playable. What was the reason to play bishop d2? Let me... Yeah, bishop d2 is probably a weak move, so d5 immediately if you wanted to stop me from playing b4. Probably d5 immediately, I would have played the same e5. And now we can consider something like undermining my b5 pawn, and you can get much more interesting pawn structure in this case, I suppose. yeah, it's not a clear position to me. D5 is weakened, true, but I don't have enough resources for now to attack it, at least to cause a serious damage. And if I take on a4, queen takes a4, okay, potentially this pawn structure may be not very pleasant for black. There are some weaknesses. Of course, I have some advantages after that, so both files are open, B and C files, and I can use them for my heavy pieces. Moreover, after B takes a4, for instance, if you take immediately, I can play f5 right now. Then bishop to f6, then probably further activity on the king side, just like a knight or something. So it already feels like a Sicilian pawn structure, more or less. Interesting transformation, in fact. But it was, just a playable position. Bishop d2, rook b8, d5, e5, still. I think it's playable, but now you have some problems. You no longer have this a4 or c4 in time. And I can be much better prepared for this undermining moves. So I can save my pawn structure like this, so keep it flexible, which is very cool, I suppose. Okay, anyway, thanks for the game. Next one is Epinike. Accept. Playing with black. Okay, so maybe there will be again just Evans Gambit. So we have to change something, right? Before we know what to play against Evans Gambit, let's play another opening. Now we can go bishop c5, I think. Now it's possible. I'm still feeling bad about that game. But fortunately, we have just a normal Italian game here. After a transposition. And that goes to a3. So let me think. I guess there is no big difference. I still prefer this bishop e6 plan. Uh-huh. What's this? Can I take on a3 and then on c4 and then on e4? So bishop takes a3. If bishop takes e6, I can take on b2, intermediate action. I'll have some extra material there. If rook takes a3, I take on c4 and take on e4. I think it's possible to do. Hello all, is the sound unusually soft or is it me? It's probably a bit soft because I have some problems with my voice. Actually, the main reason I rescheduled training Tuesday this week with that I was, ill, actually. Again. So this, severe changes in the temperature are something that I'm simply not prepared for. Am I blundering something or no? We're okay here because we both have 3 minor pieces on the board. Now I'm a pawn up. I'm attacking the rook on a1. Bishop on a6 is still hanging. I'm attacking pawn on c3. So I should just end up with a great material advantage after all at the end of the day. So white did something wrong, I think. So this knight a3 followed by bishop e3 was sort of... Okay, at least after bishop a3, white should have captured on a3, not on e6. That was too much. Andrey has a soft voice. He should do audiobooks. No, the sound is, the level of the sound on my microphone is the same as usual. I'm probably just talking not very loud this time. Okay, what happened? Bishop went to a2. What's interesting, I can still take on c3 first, because I will attack both rooks, so I will have 2 extra pawns and possibly extra exchange. Should be just too much, right? Yeah, so I guess it's just winning position, technically. But we still have to win it. What about just b6? Yeah, I know I weakened the knight on c6, but it's not a tragedy, so this knight can go away. I can try taking on e4 now, winning 1 more pawn, I suppose. But it's too greedy, I think. Let's just take here instead. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe the greedy approach was the best here. But I think it was unnecessary. After knight e4, there was a possibility of playing bishop takes h6, by the way. That was the main reason why I decided not to play that. Again, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was worth doing anyway. I think I have enough targets, after all. I have enough targets in white's position, in white's camp. So let's just attack some of them. b5 may be an interesting option to activate my rook. To employ it from the initial position. Let's try b5 here. I'm somehow tempted to try it. So if ab5, I'm happy. My rook starts working along the a file. If a5, okay, a6 pawn will be fixed, which is not very pleasant, but after all, my b5 will be a protected passer. Moreover, I control c4 square, which is also good. So I'm limiting the knight on d2. All in all, b5 makes sense. ab5. Okay, ab5. Bishop b3. Now, knight to e5 looks amazing. Queen to d7 is also a move. Queen to d7, queen to c1 will be played for sure. Then probably knight takes e4, but then rook c7. This is not very clear. So let's start with this move. Knight to e5. And this is probably another blunder. It's now completely lost. Just completely lost. Now let's go active. We have too many strong pieces here to hide behind the pawns. Yet another blunder, I suppose. So knight f4, creating sort of knight e2 and queen d4 simultaneously. Now it's over. For sure. No. White had the other opinion. Anyway, White resigned. So nothing to say. There was just a big blunder. Bishop e6, I suppose, was a big blunder. Rook takes a3 was still playable. So bishop takes c4, dc4, knight takes e4. I suppose bishop takes h6 was a move. And I'm not sure I have to be greedy here, because if I will be greedy here. Well, my pawn structure will become not so safe, at least. Obviously, I can try knight takes f2 here and then taking the bishop on h6, but doesn't look very good. I would have played probably something like f5 here, just protecting the knight, forcing the bishop away from h6 somewhere to, back to e3 or maybe to c1 even, and playing this position, where I'm a bit better in the center and feel very comfortable. A rook on a3 is not very sexy, so to say. Yeah. So I think here it was better to start with the b4. So b4 first, which by the way very logical. Follow up, forcing my bishop to say a7 most likely, and then bishop e3. So there is no bishop takes a3 anymore, and everything looks okay for white. Okay. Let's go further. Oops. Okay, Syrian is here again, so let's accept. So initially, I was supposed to play with white. At the very beginning of the show, I mean. But now I'm black. And my opponent is here. That's great. Okay. Let's play e5 one more time. Four knights. Really hard to play for a win here. First, we have to equalize, obviously. Bishop to b4, right? The main line. Bishop to c5 is also possible, obviously. Castles. And d5 is the main direction. I want to try rook to e8. It's a dubious continuation. But it provides black with more practical chances. Queen to f3. Normally, I see something like bishop to g5 played. There may be just a transposition, I suppose. So let's play just like in the main line. So rook b8 first. Now just bishop to e7, if I'm not mistaken, can be an interesting option. Isn't the time, because there is sort of tempo. I'm attacking b2 now. Also giving white some chances for attack. Yeah, e5. It's a very natural continuation. Now there is a question. To take with the knight is too passive. To take with the queen, I think it's a move. Knight e5, cd5, queen d5, where after we can try queen takes e5. Okay, it's just an equality. Just an equality. So knight takes e7 is also a pawn. No, I don't like knight takes e7. So let's take with the queen. Let's make a normal move. Maybe after knight e5, cd5, queen d5, we can start with bishop b7 first, and then capture on e5. Kind of slightly better version, I guess, compared to taking on e5 immediately. And maybe position will become even somewhat sharp. Let's see. So queen d5, bishop b7, queen somewhere. Then I take on e5. Attack b2. Potentially g2 will be under pressure. So who knows? Maybe this will be something for me. Okay, white decided not to capture on d5. Can I just take on b2 then? So rook takes b2, queen takes d5, and then bishop to b7 looks very tempting. Let's do it. Have you received enough questions for a future Q&A? Not really. There was only your set of questions. Nobody else actually decided to do that. But I suppose we are going to wait till the episode number 100, and then closer to the episode 100, I'm going to create a post just like last year dedicated to this coming episode. And I think in that case, it will be centralized and yeah, questions will come. c5 is interesting to me, although it weakens d6 square, but I don't think it matters when there is no knight on the board anymore to occupy d6. Why c5? Because I'm just grabbing the space and I want to use this b4 square, if there is a possibility, of course. And d5 will be an interesting move. The d5, ed6, queen takes e1 is sort of possibility. Okay, now unfortunately I cannot take on e5 because of bishop h7 check. But I can probably try rook to b4. This may be a 9. This is probably what white missed, because now I can take on e4 several times, and then take on e5, and I will have extra pawn. Maybe I missed something better, but this also looks quite good. Queen to b7, okay. Maybe I cannot really save my extra material on the board. Interesting position. So what to do to give white a chance to have a passer on the A file? What is better here, to have an outside pass pawn or a central one? I've got no idea what should be more dangerous. Okay, I'm going to centralize my queen first, then solve the problem of my back rank, and then to activate my rook. This is something interesting for black. Okay, we have materially equal position, but at the moment I have much more active pieces, I suppose. King is safe, more or less, because I control this long diagonal. And I can increase my pressure, I think. So how to do that correctly? Start with the d5. Now I'm thinking of this move. I'm not sure if it is correct. Oh, rook to d1 was missed. Now I have this check on e1. So takes, king goes to h2. Then c4 attacking the queen. Queen goes to somewhere. I can take on f2. But it's unclear completely. Queen f4 immediately is also an option, attacking f2. Again, I'm somehow not sure what is the best option. Let's play this. Probably it's a mistake, obviously. Oh, but my opponent didn't actually use that mistake. Queen d5 was very strong, protecting g2. Yeah. It's time to activate my pawns. Okay. Here we go. We're very close to promotion square. But I have no time, unfortunately. Takes here. Is it possible? Yes, I think so. It looks nice. Rook g2, rook h2, queen g2 is a threat. As well as rook f1 and c1 queen. Nice. Oh. After some series of mistakes, probably black is winning. Maybe white will find some sort of defense, but I don't think so. There is just, easily winning position. Okay. Interesting position arose after this move. So here, I believe I should have tried rook to e1. Is there anything better? I don't think so. If c4, then rook d2. It's bad for me. Queen takes a2, queen a2, rook d5 is also bad for me. And queen f4 was a mistake because of this move, I believe. Queen d5 was very strong here. Okay, I can take on f2, obviously, but king goes away. And queen from d5 protects g2, simultaneously, like, creating threats to my king. So if rook a2, then queen e5 check, and I start experiencing some problems. I think it's absolutely safe for white to play this position. And instead of doing that, I should have played this move. Takes. This was forced. King h2. Now d5 is hanging. I saw the possibility of playing c4 here. I guess that was right decision for me. So c3 is under pressure. Queen is under attack. If queen goes to b6, I take on c3. If something like queen b2 happens, I have similar ideas to the game. So d4 with a breakthrough. And then c3. And so on. There is also a possibility to try this queen f2. So after queen d5, some like check. Now if king goes to the first rank, I just play queen to c1 and queen to c3. But this is less clear to me because white will have also this passer. And everything will depend on my possibility like to coordinate my pieces the right way. I'm not sure I will have this easy way. That was also interesting. Okay, thanks for the game. That was very, very cool. Exciting one. Next is Grief 72. Accept. E4. D4. And F3. So, as far as I remember, last week there was a question if it is Zamish. Maybe, I don't remember, was it last week or maybe 2 weeks ago? But that is not. That is like Zamish-like setup. I think it is the most accurate name for it. Knight e8 was played. Okay. Queen d2 preventing bishop to g5. Yeah, Mick, I do remember that that was you asking that question. I just was not sure it was last week, but you say that it was last week. Great. Interesting situation. So I obviously don't want to take on c6. Position is quite close now. But I have, anyway, advantage in space here, I believe. So we can try different things. Like he's going to play f5, I think. I guess I shouldn't prevent it. Anyway, I don't have enough resources to prevent that. Moreover, I'm not sure f5 will be that cool. So something like g4 now looks good. Looks typical at least. To fight for f5. So now black should understand. Whenever he plays f5, I can open the g file. Which may be or may be not that cool for black. As well as for white. I'm not sure for now who benefits from that. But we have to understand that I still have a chance to castle the other side. For example, right now, why not? I can castle. But then f4 is not very pleasant. Yeah. Would be nice, of course, to have some like bishop h6 now. Then bishop h4 check. Maybe that is not a big deal. Surely unpleasant. Okay, let's castle and see what we can do in this closed position. Will be very hard to achieve anything. Yeah, black should be completely alright here. a6 preventing me from playing knight b5 and potentially preparing that move. Let's try something. Here on the G file, I understand it's not realistic to achieve anything using this file. Yeah, I misplayed somewhere. Okay, now what if we just, double rooks along the G file against the king? Don't see anything anyway. All right. Queen to a5, definitely preparing b5. I still don't see anything for me on the king's side. That's pity. So even if I take everything on g7, then what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Let's come up with some prophylaxis then. What can we do? So not only two with pathetic. Maybe on b3 it will be a bit better. A bit later. bc4. Okay. Bishop takes. And queen goes to c7. Alright, so what's going on here? Let's put the knight on b3. I think it's a good square. Maybe even knight to a5 protecting the bishop, because I don't think this bishop is that important, but we have to understand there is a bishop h3 threat that I missed completely, so I will be definitely forced to sack the exchange now because my rook doesn't have a place to go. And I think having a knight on c4 is something very important in this case. Right, I definitely have compensation because position is more or less closed, but that was unnecessary blunder. What to do now? Let's improve our pieces. Slightly, gradually. Black will have, anyway, a hard time, I believe, converting this material advantage. So we should keep on playing. We should keep on improving positions of our pieces move by move. Bishop f6. Let's play b3. There are no light squared bishop anymore on the board, which means we can use light squares more or less. That's what I'm trying to do here. So here we go. That's why I played bishop e1 to control a5 additionally. So I want to try something like bishop a5 maybe. Okay, queen c8 weakens d6, but I cannot probably use it immediately. Let's see, this position already looks very interesting for white, to be honest. Okay, let's put the bishop on a5 anyway. It's a good square, controlling some important squares. Okay. Rook to b5. I don't see a plan for now, but let's try this active move. Maybe it's pseudo-active, but into b7. And here I wanted to try queen to h3, in fact. Hopefully creating some threats, like... takes. There is check on c8, first of all. Ah, that was unnecessary. Ah, crap. Yeah, but now I just take here. I think king d8 was very strong reply. I'm just taking here. This check should be not... Oh, maybe it is. Actually, quite annoying. Oh my god. What a blunder. Oh. It's not the end, right? Come on. What am I doing, huh? I won on time. That was just a very, very bad ending of the game, actually. But there were some interesting possibilities. That was just a severe time trouble for both players. Yeah, position was really interesting. So what I wanted to try is just to get to e6 square. That was my target. I wanted to sacrifice the exchange on g7. But then after rook a5, I somehow realized there is a2 hanging. And that was probably not a big deal. There are so many interesting lines, I mean, where I sacrifice a piece, but I have some sort of attack. Maybe knight to a5 with the right move. Let's have a look at this. So if queen takes b6, knight to c6 check, I missed this as well, because now I control d8 squared. That's decisive. So check, king is forced to either e8 or f8. Let's start with the e8. Queen goes to c8 check. Maybe it's not decisive. Maybe black is still holding it. Yeah, black is holding it. If king f8, then I'm winning after queen c8. But here I don't see a follow-up. Maybe I'm just too tired. Yeah, but I definitely don't see a follow-up. Rook g7, rook g7. Okay, queen e6 check, but then just anything. Okay, that was not clear. What about rook takes g7 here? Say rook takes a2 in here, and now rook takes g7. Check. Is it anything for me? Or is it just a bluff? I don't know. I definitely win something on f6 or d6 squares. I have two great knights accompanying my queen, but is it enough for anything? If queen f6, then queen e7. I don't think it's the best, so let's take here instead. And goes to e8 in this case. And probably now queen takes f6, being two exchanges down, but having so many threats. Rook on a2 is still hanging, that's important, I suppose. Otherwise, there would be just a checkmate on g1. Now I have a sort of knight d6 checkmate, by the way, because my knight on b6 controls d7. Yeah, this is amazing position. I mean, I should have tried it, I believe. Bishop takes g7 is probably just stronger. So let's say check again. King goes to no f8. What is going on here? If I take on a2, by the way, I'm just an exchange down, just like I was. But first of all, I may probably try this. Queen takes d6, or maybe knight takes d6, attacking the queen, attacking e8 square, attacking the rook on f7. Yeah, this is also interesting. If queen goes here, for example, I have queen to c8. That's amazing. Yeah, amazing position. I should have actually trusted my intuition and capture on g7. That was my initial idea. I was somehow, just confused by this pawn a2 hanging. Yeah, rook takes g7 was very interesting. Very promising. Get into e6. Get into e6. Oh yeah. This could have been just an amazing game. Instead, I played this pathetic knight to c8. That was just very bad. I should have lost after that, obviously. Anyway, thank you for this experience. Thank you for this experience. I think it's a great moment to say a few words about the coming training Tuesday on Saturday. So this coming Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, we'll have the rescheduled training Tuesday from this Tuesday, October the 30th. So there is a problem with my health state. You can still hear this. I'm a bit, a bit not okay. So this Saturday, I hope I will be finally all right. So we're going to discuss one interesting topic, again, more or less connected with classics. Should be instructive. You're all invited. I mean, premiums. And next week, we will hopefully get back to the normal schedule. But again, there are some days that will be somehow not very suitable for the normal schedule because of the coming World Championship match. But we will see. So we're trying to come up with the, with the schedule that will actually give you an opportunity to watch the main event and probably to spend some time on my shows as well. This will actually come a bit later. Wish you all a great coming weekend. Wish you all the best and see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.